Welcome to Emuna is Our Future with Inner Strength. We're all here with Emuna is Our Future. Again in a new, wonderful, I'm like overwhelmed, speechless. This is our new studio, recording studio, Ulpan in Hebrew, in Lashon HaKodesh, that's what we call it, Ulpan. And it's a very special opportunity to start with this inner strength that we are holding at, that we have the ability to tap into our inner potential in a place which is built to share Emuna, to share inspiration, to share our passion, our drive, our purpose, to take this coronavirus challenge and to turn it around into something uplifting and not something which is, God forbid, overwhelming. So I'm very happy to be here. I'm just making sure you... And this is our first time being here, so we're just checking out the live stream, how it's looking. You're welcome to give feedback. I have to say that just seeing here, the audio, the visual, everything's on a whole new level. And I think it's very appropriate that after such a trying time, and, I even bought my mask, and my... this is homemade, made by my soulmate. I have a whole bunch, turning merchandise into face masks. Very impressive. We have a whole bunch of different brandings. It's exciting. And I have my, which is great, just to prove, we're all up to date with the World Health Organization's regulations and making sure that this coronavirus doesn't actually impact us in a health level, that we're healthy. We have Emuna Fitness, as we talk about in our posts. And we have the opportunity right now to really connect into something really foundational, truly foundational, very deep, very profound. And it's in the merit that everyone in their own way is going through their own personal discovery and challenges. And we also have, thank God, after a long break, we'll be again on the website and at a more professional level. We'll have this edited, so you guys will really be able to tune in and tap in to the energy that exists in our class and hopefully share it and develop it yourself in your own way. Because we're all somewhat still homebound, except, I'm sitting in a studio. Thank God there has been some lessening of the restrictions, so I can get here, and the video guy with his mask on has kindly set this up for our first recording. So everything first, Kol Tchalas Kashus, as you see at the beginning of the class, is like a little bit, trying to get everything moving. So everything beginning is difficult. And new beginnings right now after Pesach. Hello, people are all waving and stuff on the different, thank God, live feeds. We want to just tune in and thank everyone again that Pesach, the time we just went through, was something which was unbelievable. And I did miss doing the live feed on a more professional level. And in truth is, I didn't even do one on Pesach. I put the word out there. You guys, you didn't make enough noise to bring me in. And I think that was divine providence, not just because of popularity or any other superficial reason. It was because we were meant to not have a class. We were meant to put the family first, and all the big speakers that had to postpone and all the different events, and just focus in on the family that are in front of us. I think that truly was what the Emuna is Our Future weekly class was all about. So we started off with Pesach. Pesach is combined of a very special time period, which we are now in. We've already, after a week, as Rabbi Elgrad spoke so nicely, we've already put up a few classes of his since Pesach with Daily Halakha Corner. Daily Halachic Corner is something which I recommend once again, also another part of our Emuna classes to share. He's talking right now about Sefirat Omer. Sefirat Omer, depending, how you speak, the counting of the Omer, building up the 49 days to the divine revelation of Matan Torah, of Kabbalas Torah, of Shavuot, a time that is beyond time, and it's the 50th level. We'll talk about that as we're counting our way closer. Right now we're already on the 11th day. We counted today and last night. We also count in the day. Some people have such a custom, and being that we're already midway of the second week, there's a lot of catch up to do, especially with all the energy that existed during Pesach. There was so much divine abundance, and I will tell you that I personally was meritorious to have a dream. I felt Baruch Hashem Rav Orish's warmth and love throughout the whole Pesach. Thank God, posting him and seeing his beautiful videos that were him, the Rav Arush himself. He should be well, and we have to thank him again for this wonderful location and all the staff, all the team, and all our sponsors and supporters. And he was able to get out some real inspirational videos, like by the sheep, and we put it out there. You guys who are watching, you get to see the feed and see in our WhatsApp group. You get to keep up and see what's going on in our LinkedIn page. Thank God it's blowing up. There's over 500 followers on LinkedIn, which is a more professional way of getting out the word. And then we have all the other wonderful platforms. TikTok, wow, thousands and thousands of people liking the beautiful posts from Rav Arush and our team. And we just want to thank everyone, because you're all involved in this chesed, this kindness. And that really is what the first week of Pesach, the first Sefirat, this first divine emanation that Hashem comes out during the week of Pesach, the first week of Pesach. It's a time of connecting into the light of Avram Avinu. It's a time of Cheres, of freedom, of Abraham, our forefather, where he was able to lech lecha, go for himself, and really become who he truly is in an inner level. So we also have to understand that we're all part of something spiritual legacy that we have from Pesach. This time of freedom is now preparing us for these 6 weeks going ahead that are after the week of Pesach, and it adds up to 7. 7 is the key number. 7 is the culmination. After 6 days of work, we come to that 7th level, and then the 8th level already, like we said, is beyond time. So let's just go now to the energy that exists for this moment in the sphere of Gevura. Gevura is the time we're in the second week. And we'll grab a little bit from the Chesed, from the Pesach, from the matzahs that we had on our shoulders, and went out and we ate with joy, with our family, and we're going to get that little bit of energy of Emuna, and we're still eating matzahs, some of us, and we're still making l'chaims and some of the leftover wine. But the bottom line is now it's a new time. It's a time of hard work. It's a time of Gevura, of inner strength. So what's this inner strength that we're talking about? This Oz, this Azus to Kedush that we got from the Shir Yam. We took something very strong from the Shir Yam, from Shri Shal Pesach, a very strong light of the light of Mashiach. And it was in that singing, that going through the sea of the 7th day of Pesach, we took out Oz, this inner strength from the Mitzrayim, from the people chasing us, all the different fears, the COVID virus, the Corona challenge, all these things going on that were attacking us on a existential level, and that was all of history really. Visha Amda Lavasenu and B'chol Dovado, every generation were going through such a struggle, such a war, an inner war, and really all of us have the ability, yes, everyone listening, every person with their family and their loved ones and online, to share this light. All of us have this ability to take this year, to take that day of inspiration, of clarity, that we are a chosen nation and that our light is for the whole world to be elevated and to be inspired and to have Emuna, to have Aminu Hashem v'Moshe Avdoi. Like we say with the Garden of Emuna series, there's so much chizuk and Emuna. Someone just yesterday messaged me that not only do they want to give a nice, beautiful donation to help other couples have more connection to Rav Arush and Chizuk and Emuna, and how much they've gained themselves from the Garden of Peace, Garden of Gratitude, and the books of Women Wisdom, all the different beautiful books. But they also want to order 100 of each of those books and to give it out to people. And it's amazing that people out there, God and his servant, that's the idea of his servant, and every generation there's the light of the servant of Moshe, the Moshe Avdoi, this person who serves the generation. And there's no one in a way in our generation. I mean, there was the Lubavitcher Rebbe and there were other great people who, thank God, have created a tremendous movement and are right now tremendous great leaders. But Rav Arush himself, I personally have the merit to be around him and see there's no one who's inspired so much Emuna in the world, and all the different now versions of it from other people, Baruch Hashem, they've taken their own way of experiencing the Emuna teachings and packaged it and put it out there, because in the end it is a generation where we have to figure out how to communicate, and that's what part this room is about. We didn't build a room to just have a nice place to sit, to say Torah and to share with you guys. We did it so that the mission that we're all on, that we're servants, that we have a certain mission of service, that mission should be successful in the best way possible, and the best way possible is having the tools. So when before, if you noticed, I was sitting in I had a bookshelf behind me, and it was dust, and it was like a little bit, noise going on every Sunday. You hear cars, you hear this, you hear that. It's a busy street right outside here in Yerushalayim, Kodesh, Holy Street of Jerusalem. We had the trams are going past, and there's kids, and there's noise, and it's a busy time out there. Right now a little bit it's quieter because of the shutdown, but and the quarantine and the effects of that's still going on some level. But now we're sitting in a recording studio. There's no sound at all. It's perfect. So the quality is going to be on a whole nother level. And hopefully what we actually speak about, the content, will go up as well in the merit that we're making the right hishtadlus. That's the idea, the right moves. And that is partly what this week of Gevurah is to take that tremendous light that we have, the light, say, of Rav Orish or Tzaddikim, or light of Pesach, the light of Emuna, into everyday life, to bring it into, constrict it, like Gedalia Fence explains so nicely, the Simsim, to bring it into our everyday purpose and tachlis, with our work, with our family, with our friends, to be able to give it to the people, as Rav Elga said so nicely, to our children, how to communicate, have schedule, have time for things. And we've got this 2 p.m. slot weekly. We try approx in Eretz Yisrael. We try and make it happen every week, 2 p.m. From now on, in this beautiful room, we'll try and make a class, an Emuna class. So what was the dream I had? Because one of the things that, one of the dreams that I have, literally, is I'd like to make an amazing Emuna tour, even bigger, Emuna tour 2020, to really go around the world and inspire everybody. So right now, obviously, travel and everything is not so sure, and it's a little bit of a challenge, and you guys, thank God, you give it a lot of love and support, and there are people out there in Toronto already want us to come, even after all this, and then there's other people, please God, in other places as well, that will come together in the right time. But what was it, as Rav Shalom Orish said, that he came, he was in a beautiful place, actually quite similar to this, and he was very regal looking, like he had his payers, everything was very, I'm saying a little vision here, because, people like Rabbi Elana Anava are able to share their vision in a very intense way, so we're going to share ours a little bit. So this idea of this payers, he was very beautiful, and he looked very regal, like kingly, he was very happy, he's always someone who's shining, and he was somewhat like in a relaxed kind of place, and he asked me, brought me closer, and said to me, look, Laser, people call me Laser or Eli, we'd like to do the Emuna tour, and he sort of read my mind while I was thinking, we have to do it on a different level, like online. And I'm going to have to speak to him about this, but, there's a little bit of, distancing right now, but at some point we'll have the chat in real time. But in the spiritual world, in the dream world, he said to me, we're going to make a different kind of Emuna tour in Hebrew, in Ivrit. And Emuna here, that we're doing something a little bit different. And please excuse if there's any Wi-Fi or, this is a new place. Please God, we'll have to work on that with the live feed to make sure the Wi-Fi is on a high level. But if it seems to be consistent, and you guys will let me know, you can hear and you can feel and get the energy that we're talking about. But because we want to have an online Emuna tour, we want to have an experience where you guys can talk to the Rav and have those meetings somewhat online, and you can also experience the sheer kind of the big class energy that we created in all these different locations in past years, 2018, 2019, and all the years before when I wasn't here. And we can have translations with Elgod, with Rav Orish, and we can have guest speakers. There's an opportunity to make an online Emuna tour. So that was the dream I had Pesach. That's a big light. Now it's about putting it into practicality. Look, we're talking it out here. That's already a step forward. It says when you talk about things you care about, say you're passionate about something, you're passionate about your work or your children, or by talking about it, having this online connection with someone or someone in your house and your home, even better, to actually have face-to-face, to be able to talk out what you're passionate and dreaming about. It sort of brings it into reality. It brings that light of potential that we had, say Pesach, and we bring it now, this week, second week of the Sefirat counting, into the level of Gevurah, which is strength, which is Simsim, which is restriction, which is the idea of sort of judging it somewhat, but in a positive way of bringing that energy into the right frame and boundary and time and place. So I'll tell you another dream I had, And I think this, it's going to take time, and it's not necessarily Emuna is our future brand, but it comes together with what we're doing here, because thank God, when we were in Miami with Gedalia Fenster, Rav Shalom Orish spoke in front of many people there, and we spoke about it in a previous class. We even posted the class I was the translator. It was a little bit, funny. Like I'm not usually in that role. And Rav Orish spoke for an hour or more with people who were in the therapeutic center of Gedalia Fence. There was don't think the detox. I think it was the actual rehab. And he spoke in his evolution center very nicely about how important it is about working on believing in yourself and loving yourself and having Emuna in yourself, and guys to like do a spodidus, basically to speak it out, to speak it into reality. That's the concept. And my dream was that I was in a beautiful place. I'll add in, there was like afterwards I thought about it in a way, so it was almost like an online space that was made very beautiful, like maybe what they'll do behind me when this is edited, a beautiful view, a beautiful energy around you. And it was a very powerful environment, and there was a lot of great people together, like people who were younger tended to be. And what they wanted to do in my dream, I just had this Sunday morning. Yeah, this week, Sunday morning. So I had it, and this energy of revolution, of that we're doing something important was there. And what was the concept? The way I defined it to someone very special was unified real recovery. That was the idea. Unified real recovery. So I'm just making sure this is going still. There we go. And this concept of unified real recovery is basically that all these people that were there were therapists or people in the therapeutic world, recovery world, 12-step world, and they were helping the people on a larger level through the online world to be able to basically what their potential is and to get the therapeutic concepts in a manageable, real way out there. And that was something which, like all of us can work on. Like right now we're having issues with streaming on the YouTube one. So obviously we're going to have to improve the Wi-Fi here, make sure it works 100%. It's our first time recording here. So you're going to have a little bit of patience. But the idea is that, thank God, we'll have the edited version up soon. So whatever you miss here, you can go there. But this real unified recovery center that we're going to create online, this experience, is something which, I'm not going to have to go into at some point, and I welcome anybody out there who's interested in recovery world. I feel that this is so relevant for right now, the COVID challenge and the coronavirus challenge, that all of us are going through some level of addiction, like there's Netflix or there's online videos or there's addiction to whatever, food, drink, whatever it is, obviously there's levels of addiction, and we're not talking about the more heavier ones right now. I mean, that things that right now everybody is addicted to some level. And, halavai, please God, we should be addicted to Emuna, we should be addicted to Torah, we should be, obviously even that can be taken out of hands. You can ignore the people around you, or you can be so enjoying a spiritual state over the Yom Tov that you forget that you have a family around you who need to eat and have a Simchas Yom Tov. So, you have to stop yourself and, be in control. Once again, the Gevurah, the strength. So this inner strength that we're trying to build here is very much connected to a lot of the 12 steps, and we spoke about it with Stephen Covey as well, with the 7 steps back in the summer, the idea of having the end in mind, knowing what your goals are, knowing what your mission statement is. We have a mission statement, and Emuna is our future. We want to give Emuna to the world, we want to bring it, we want to share it, and we don't want to do it in like some crazy way, in some fanatical religious way. We're very real, very balanced, very healthy, and obviously with the guidance of Rav Shalom Orish, who's the shorish, the root of everything we're doing here. And we want to Nachman ben Feiga ben Simcha, and remind ourselves what is our mission statement and get that clearer and clearer. And please God, be Zocheh Mitzvah Hashem, to only make light and Kiddush Hashem. So that's bringing it all down into a very clear, concise statement of what is your purpose. That's once again all that light from Pesach, bringing it into reality. Now, going ahead, there's a lot to go. There's Yom HaShoah, there's Yom HaTzmaut for those who celebrate or pay attention to this kind of stuff. And we do have to think about our legacy. That's one of the things of Pesach, to go back into all the Goluses, and specifically the Holocaust was a tremendous transition and transformation, and a tremendous tragedy for the whole of mankind. And it continues to affect us till now. And it goes back to the Great Recession and all the war, First World War, how terrible that was, and all the different roots of anti-Semitism and crazy things that were going on in the world. And at the same time, we're sitting in 2020, and this is a time of clarity, 2020 vision, or Tafshin Pei, Teishanas Pedus, the time of redemption. We have a year where we have enough, all of us in our own way can get this right. So I ask you, people listening in, I don't want to overdo the class, we're getting past the 20-minute part, 2020, so we just want to leave it to you to point out in yourself, what are those places of inner strength? Where can you become more focused and be more concise in what you're doing, so that you put the message out that makes sense, that you put the message out to the people around you makes sense, you're real with yourself, you're honest with yourself. And remember, the inner Torah, the inner Kabbalistic Torah, the Kabbalah, the Panemius, the inner light is shining during this time, during the Zman of Sefirat Omer. It was the Talmud of Rabbi Akiva, the Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, these kind of big tzaddikim that were around, righteous people who revealed tremendous deep inner Torah. And all of you have it inside of you. Everyone has inner wisdom, everyone has an inner truth, and that's about bringing it out more and more. And this whole time is perfect for developing yourself. This is the time to work on yourself. Sefirat Omer, and it's perfect. Fine if we need some heterium to have a bit of music because you're depressed, or God forbid, or any other different kind of situations that are going on. So work on yourself in that way, and it's very important. But the most important point to remember is that the inner wisdom is within. As much as we're looking outside of ourselves for inspiration, we have to remember that we have what it takes from within to inspire and change the world. That Hashem is constantly, God is sending us messages on an inner level. He's giving us dreams, He's giving us insights, He's divine providence, sending us the right people to speak to us, even online. And it up. Rosh Chodesh Iyar, Ani Hashem Rafecha. Coming up this week, Friday and Saturday, Yom Shishi b'Shabbos HaKodesh, we're going to be in the time of Iyar, Ani Hashem. It's a time of complete Sefirat, of divine emanation. It's a time of the power to really transform a person and to come clear what you're here for. So, and we'll go together that journey, and with all our different wonderful other friends who are teaching, inspiring, and all of us, please God, will go out of this coronavirus challenge to something so beyond. We'll become a new creation in a way, like Shavuos. We'll be standing there in a whole different level, in a way that's real and it exists and it makes a difference to the whole world. That with this time, share that light to everybody. Everybody will tune in. The whole world will tune in to the light of our soul and our being. And we please God, just keep praying, keep going ahead, don't give up, and we'll see each other again in the new week. Please God, after a beautiful Shabbos, and thank you again for tuning in, and share this with everyone you can. Thank you.